What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, Mr. Damnation, the Dean Cardwell, and I'm joined by this fantastic crew. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. I guess that's fine.
I'm really digging the name, the Dean.
Yeah, I guess you are one.
A Dean. You wouldn't want to call me A Dean? A Dean. A Dean. To my left, your right, I've got
Travis TNT Tangeman.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to the mic. How's your week in UFS been? I'm gonna do this as off camera as possible.
Pretty all right. I've been testing with Soul Calibur stuff.
Why? That's just not even legal.
Yeah, you're right. I'm cheating. We're playing Legacy in here.
I mean, I guess it's like time travel Legacy.
Yeah.
It says Legacy on UFS Ultra.
It does say Legacy. It's just so that like new kids don't get confused. Because we've got a couple PTCs before this set drops. Keep going. I'm ready.
So I built Aswell under Chaos. It's just a Fatality mill deck.
Yeah, have fun.
And it's a real blast to play against. It's actually some of the most riveting, close, nail-biting UFS that I've ever played.
It's not.
It's not. It's not at all.
And then I also built Grow Underwater with the broken X Ultra Rare Sublimating Blade.
I want to make a if you water it, it grows joke, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a classy comedian. Yeah, that's fine. That card's Supplementing Blade is a little silly, and I don't think it should work quite exactly how it does, but it does, and we got to deal with it. Maybe people finally start playing Prepare to Fight, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah. And to my right, your left, Tyler, the second Dean. You're the second, because James isn't here today.
Right.
The second Dean.
I'd argue I was the first Dean.
You're the first Dean.
Potentially.
Tyler, the Dean. Dean.
Yeah.
Clark.
The Dean
Right.
Dean.
I've been doing all right in UFS.
Yeah?
You didn't ask me that, but
Tell me about it.
it's been going great. I built Siegfried
Mm-hmm.
because I like playing Legacy.
No one likes playing Legacy. No one likes
No.
playing Legacy.
Yeah. And that's been going all right. We've improved it a lot, which I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to be playing Faye in the next few days.
Okay.
You're playing Faye?
Yeah. That's what I'm taking to this Atlanta PTC.
That's right. You heard it here first. All the good people. I'm playing Jackie Briggs. I'm finally bringing her to an actual event for the past, 4 events. The last time she showed up to an event was...
Too long ago.
I think it might have just been... Did she show up in California? Because I feel like she didn't.
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did. So the last time it showed up was played by Cody Johnson at the Collinsville PTC.
Yep.
That got second place
Mm-hmm.
to the Faye deck that's also going.
Yep.
So I'm playing Jackie, and James is pretty heart set on Lilith. All three of us are taking water decks. All three.
Mm-hmm.
Water is a pretty good symbol.
We're bringing. I think it's the best symbol. We're bringing the hot agua to put out the Atlanta Flames. That's the goal. So yeah, you're. Have you played any games with this Faye deck yet?
No, not yet.
We'll figure it out, huh?
Right.
We need more out of your leagues
Sure.
because that card's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other leagues in any of your decks right now?
No.
I think you're fucking up for not doing that, but that's good because we need them. Yeah, we gotta find those. I think one of the three of us is gonna have to bite the bullet and play non-hollows.
Yeah, which I'm totally cool doing with.
You disgust. I'm just kidding. What study hall is? Oh, go ahead. Conversate.
I'm playing the one non-hollow surveyor in my deck because I didn't know that Travis was playing 12 of them in his.
Yeah. Well.
I was playing 4 of them, yeah.
Well. Yeah, I guess. Well, Siegfried's not even legal, so who cares?
Sure. I mean, as well as in either, but
Hey,
He's got a point.
I could just slap Keith over it.
Got a point. So with that, rad. I'm super happy. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on. What study hall is for the unrolled as we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, a little bit of housekeeping before the start. We've got our Patreon, patreon.com/TCG University. I'm fairly positive that name's gonna be changing here soon. At the $1 level, we have just launched a link to our Discord, our personal TCGU Discord, where you can conversate with all of us as well as the student body.
Yep.
and have some. I want to feel like fairly super focused UFS conversations. Not that like the general Discord doesn't, but like the meme of every chat's general is like a real thing. And then the other option is just like come and shoot the shit and turn it into the world's most general board. The other thing, the other big shout outs that I want to do is for the past 2 Sundays, we've had playtest Sunday fun days, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. We're streaming from noon to 2 on Facebook currently, but that could change locations, and we'll let you know if it does. So we would love to have you come out and come conversate with us.
Yeah.
The very last thing is the Soul Calibur cram session. We have all the cards. We just have not had time to film it yet. So out on Patreon at the $3 level, if you want to hear all of our meta-relevant discussions, meta-relevant ideas, thoughts, we will articulate those out on patreon.com/TCGuniversity at the $3 tier, freshman tier.
Now featuring this beautiful face.
Yeah, hopefully, if we can make the stars align and have everybody come together for filming. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be like an 8-hour day of filming.
Yeah.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to topic 1, which was brought to you by one of you, the good people. This topic was brought to us by Tyler Zane Pease. He's one of our patrons. So shout outs if you want your topic read on the show. Go to patreon.com/TCGuniversity. And his topic was, I has a topic. Thanks, Tyler. With Soul Calibur 6 on the horizon, people are still comparing things to the big bad boogeyman known to us as Cowboy Bebop. But with the set releasing after, is Bebop still the busted monster we once knew it to be? Or some outlier cards, the things that... Oh, I got a message and it messed me up. Is Bebop still the busted monster we once knew it to be, or are some of the outlier cards the things to shine in the meta no longer run by one set? Basically, is Bebop still the end-all be-all when it comes to the meta, or has it shaken fine since most of its power is now relying on a couple of cards? TLDR, is Bebop still busted? There was such a shitstorm when it came to Bebop, Cowboy Bebop coming out. We almost had like a mob, a riot over Gateway Shuffle. I've been trying my absolute damnedest to start the hashtag ban missile launcher, but these are individual cards. Is Bebop as a set better than the prior sets? We've had Soul Calibur, Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, and Mortal Kombat all come out after Bebop.
Short answer is no.
So Bebop is not too powerful.
It's not that Bebop is so powerful that it defines the game entirely. It's that the few cards that came out of it, Missile Launcher, Coffee Samba, the things that all had a generically high power level, is kind of what dictated the flow of the game until now. And I still think they do fantastic things, broken things, if one might say. But I think Soul Calibur does not rely on the broken cards from Bebop to be a good set.
Okay, Tyler?
I'm going to agree. I actually think right now Mortal Kombat is more of a broken set than Bebop is. Like, I can think of 1 or 2 cards from Bebop that are like, yeah, this is not great. But I can think of more from Mortal Kombat than in Bebop.
So, can you give me a couple of examples?
No, Jackie. But that might just be because she's beating my ass right now.
She is beating your ass right now. Yeah.
Like that and like Windmill Punch, I think is a very, very strong card. And
Both
that,
have water. Just
right.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fatality is very dumb.
It can have water sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever it wants. I think like there's just like the only thing I can truly think about in Bebop is Missile Launcher. Like there's nothing really and Coffee Samba. Like those are the 2 big ones that are like, yeah, these are the problem cards. But like they also just printed a bunch of answers to them. So like I don't know. Like you were saying today that like your Nightmare deck shouldn't be playing Missile Launcher potentially. So like is it really so broken that you wouldn't play it anymore?
That's so interesting. So I actually think that Bebop is not the boogeyman anymore. I think the issue with Bebop is it is the first set out the gate for this new, the new age of UFS, and so they didn't exactly know how to balance or cost things correctly. I still think there are some balancing or costing issues when it comes to cards, but missile launcher is the very tip-top echelon of what a card can be, its potential. And I think that missile launcher can totally still exist in my Nightmare deck. I think I have to change the other cards, not missile launcher. I think if I'm going to play the deck as I'm playing it now, with the action lineup that I have, with the foundation lineup I have, I'd have to take missile launcher out. But I think missile launcher is so good just to build the deck around it. I think that card is absolutely disgusting with it getting it's 8 damage, it's 7 speed without doing anything, not including the stun 2. 8 damage, 7 speed. That if you block it, I'm just going to
Pick it up.
I'm going to pick it back up. So you have to waste all these resources to block this thing. After you've wasted all these resources to block it, I'm going to play it again. It's going to hit even harder. So you're just not going to block it. And that's 8 damage. That's a quarter of everyone's life. That is gone. And I play 4 of that card. So if I play 4 missile launchers, you're dead. Which is just like, that's as strong as Vengeance of the Fallen Angel in every other character.
Right.
If I play 4 Vengeance, every character in the game is dead. Asterix. You're playing some shitty four-hander. You're not dead.
There's
Cool.
also an asterisk with missile launcher though, like there. But yeah,
What do you mean?
like there's a lot more answers to missile launcher than vengeance. I'd say.
Yeah, and I guess I get to talk about those too. So like the thing about Cowboy Bebop is like is its duality when it comes to card design. Do you know what Welcome to Woody's does?
No.
It's like it's like a 2/5 no block that you mill 1 off the top of your deck, and if it was like a 2 or 3 control, you get like a speed or something like that.
Okay.
That card doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That card doesn't even do anything in Fey. Like that card does nothing.
To be fair, that's not the only Fey card that just didn't do anything.
Totally.
Not my problem. Also, just doesn't do anything.
Not my problem is like discard a card for breaker 1 or -1 to your check or -1 to your difficulty. That's garbage. That's really, really bad. Like that doesn't do anything to that puts no pressure on them. That's not a card that you would ever use revoke on. And every UFS card ever should be a card you want to use revoke on. If you're not wanting to cancel every single enhance, then people are just not going to play those cards because the cards that you do want to play are going to get revoked.
Right. Okay.
Revoke should be every card should be as good as revoke. Which is an interesting thing to say, which is like a topic of its own.
Sure.
But like when it comes to Mortal Kombat, we had a much larger set, and then we jumped into every character kind of has its own niche thing, and it plays really well off of its own conditions. Like I think the costing of that set is very, very good, and I cannot think of a character that has a cool gimmick and is like bad. Like Ermac is, if you take Ermac and you fight him versus like every other non-Bebop character, I think Ermac still wins. If you take Aaron Black and you fight him versus every other old age character, I think Aaron Black still wins. I think so. I think Aaron Black is actually very good. I think Aaron Black is super good. I think that he is the worst character from the New Age. And there we have those asterisks with like I don't think Chun-Li's very good. I don't think Sub-Zero works very well. I don't think I can't think of any Soul Calibur characters that I just haven't done enough testing with them. But like I don't think Ken does very well. Like there's these characters that are these hit or miss that are at the bottom of the barrel. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Expand upon my point. I've been talking too long.
I agree with that. I think that some of the characters we have right now are definitely better than others by far. So like obviously to kind of go back to the missile launcher being one of the best cards in Bebop, if we look at Bebop versus Mortal Kombat in a vacuum, Princess Perry beats missile launcher 100% of the time. says that attack doesn't exist anymore.
Yes and no.
Why do you say that?
Because missile launcher can do all of your life before you're at desperation.
Okay.
And I've done it to plenty of Vega, the character to best use missile launcher. Oh, I hit you to 10. You have nothing to hurt yourself. I hit you to not. I hit you to 0. Oh man. I mean, I did that not with missile launcher, with the Jeddah ultra rare in Jeddah, and that card does not hit that hard. It does not. It is not a missile launcher. That's for damn sure.
So I don't know. I think Vega's an outlier.
Is he though?
Yeah.
What character do you think plays Prince of Persia the best?
Shinnok,
Okay.
the character who gets to dig for them past desperation. He cuts himself already. His abilities can't be canceled. With and another thing, with Soul Calibur coming in, missile launcher is getting worse because it doesn't have the weapon keyword. So the revoke that we just got, the Dark Side of Karma, just says whatever you're doing on your missile launcher, stop it.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I think under fire we're still gonna run out of your league. And so like we can sit here and play theoretical back and forth all day, but like I can understand how it's getting worse for the same reason that Spike 1 got worse, and so Vengeance is worse. Vengeance used to be a card that I absolutely fucking hated, and now it just feels bad to lose to Vengeance, but I'm not like trying to call up Jason when I lose to Vengeance. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so like you're right. It's possible that they just keep printing these. And there was a discussion about this in the Rockford Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group on Facebook, you absolutely should. Rockford UFS. If you need to, send me a private message on Facebook or Discord. We have a Discord. You can go to DCG University. And I'll send you an invite to that. But it's just interesting that missile launcher has existed for all of these sets and is still a problem, as opposed to, hey, Spike 1 sucks. The next set, let's print hand cannon. That didn't happen for missile launcher.
Yeah.
They want to say that it did with Sense of Morals, but it didn't. I'm still blowing people up without it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the consistent Bebop characters, the consistent Bebop cards are still very powerful. It's the inconsistent niche ones that are struggling. I think that's why Vicious is so disgusting right now. I think Vicious is possibly top 5 characters in the game currently. I think Vicious does so much and puts me in such a catch-22 of, do I block this? Do I not block this? Do I waste this slot? Do I not waste this slot? What do I do against this character, against all these crazy cards? If I decide to do nothing and hold my attacks because I had to build out, because if I don't build out, I don't have any abilities because he flipped on my there's just so much to go into when you fight Vicious that he's just good. Mix that with Under Earth, Under Evil, Under All. It's a very good deck. Like, it's just a good deck. And so like when you look at that versus Ed and 9, whose package didn't actually get any better with these new sets, they didn't gain anything,
right?
And so they're gonna feel weaker. But I still think if you through the heavy hitters of Bebop, the heavy hitters of Mortal Kombat, the heavy hitters of Darkstalkers, Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, heavy hitters versus Soul Calibur, and you threw them all together, they're going to feel very comparable, which is how a meta should work. It just is. When we look at video games and patch notes and updates, every time that we get a new set, we get a patch update. We get more characters included, and all of our old characters get buffs and nerfs. We lose cards, we gain cards, right?
You're right.
And so I think the more patches that we get, it's just going to shake this up. It's possible that, I mean, this is how Sniper Joe got to be where he is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sniper Joe was not a playable character. I remember 1,000 years ago, I actually believe it was 2 nationals ago, before Worlds, I took an Order Sniper Joe deck to Ben Shoemaker's house, and I played against Dave Wagner, and Dave Wagner had to read what Sniper Joe did. He did not know. He's like, what the fuck does this character do? He played that deck, and he fucking bombed. He bombed so hard, he could not play this gravity hold into Rain Flush turn 1 Sniper Joe deck. He couldn't do it. I would like to say that this is the same Dave Wagner that just piloted Sniper Joe to a team's nationals win.
Yeah.
The more cards that we have in the game. Did you know that story?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. The more cards that we have in the game that are in the same era, the less the old stuff is going to be relevant. To the point of when you look at the Jackie deck that I'm about to take to Atlanta, I'm not positive it has any Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers cards in it. And I've looked at the at the Soul Calibur cards, and I'm not sure that Jackie is getting any Soul Calibur cards. I'm not sure she is.
Oh, she's getting one. She's getting that flip ready.
What?
The flip ready. Your 3 damage attack gets +2 damage or +2 speed, whatever, or +2 or -2, whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maternal Swordsman
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. The one we spoiled.
Yeah, it's the X's 2-diff. X's 2-diff foundation that says enhance flip ready a foundation. This printed 3 damage attack gets +2 or -2, or it gets +2 damage or +2 speed.
Why would I play that?
Because you get ready foundations for free.
I still don't I don't need it.
Okay.
I think the only thing that I would play is never mind. She says printed 3 damage for the if you don't take a block play reversal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing for this Jackie deck. There's a singular card for the Fate deck that you're running. 1 X's cards.
Yeah.
I don't know what Spike's gonna do. Spike lost Robot Masters, and now Spike doesn't know where he belongs.
pretty sure Spike just abuses Sublimating Blade.
Just like a bunch of characters are going to.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that no, I do not believe Bebop is the monster that it is. But because it started the trend, because it is the first of the new era of UFS, it's always going to be blamed.
Sure.
I still make the shitty joke of anybody brings up the word Cowboy Bebop, I go, oh, that card, that show ruined my favorite card game. I don't believe that's true. Obviously, if I thought it would ruin the card game, then I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still a fun meme to joke about.
Man, so talking about Eda 9, like you were saying earlier, I think so. Like the point about Eda 9, they will always be forever the most consistent character in this game because they get to play 3 less cards in their deck. They can play 56 cards legally. They can play 56 cards legally.
Yeah.
And also sorry
go
to
ahead.
interrupt. They have a net +2 possible +3 on their character card. Because you lift a block, make them discard a card that's net +2. And then if they discarded a non-attack card, you draw 1 or commit 1. So possible net +3.
So why don't you play it?
I would. I think they're still very good characters. I think they lose to 7-handers, which could be why they don't see much play because we're getting better and better 7-handers every set.
I guess that's a topic to itself because I disagree with you. But just real quickly, we haven't seen a 7-hander do very well at an event in a very long time. No, sorry, we have not seen a 7-hander win an event in a very long time.
But they're still there, and I think...
And so you think just in Swiss, they just get blown up?
Yeah.
By random 7-handers that then don't top, just gate guarding them?
Yeah. Because I think, generally, the 7-handers that we do have really good abilities in addition to being a 7-hander.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure they'll just get destroyed by anyone playing Spike or Ken or any 7-hander, really.
Maybe not Ken. Ken sucks.
I mean, there's a lot of decks right now that just deal 27 in one turn.
Yeah?
So, I think that's what's killing the 7-handers. It's here's 2 attacks, you're dead.
Yeah. As the quality of attacks go up, the quality, the health of 7-handers goes down.
Yeah.
Just how it works.
And I mean, one of the best characters in Soul Calibur is a 7-hander, so...
Yoshimitsu's a 5-hander, though.
That's not Changma.
Yeah, I
So no, Cowboy or Bebop is no longer the boogeyman.
any closing thoughts?
That Bebop is no longer the boogeyman.
Okay. Yeah.
I think there are still its outliers, but yeah, like you were saying, it's because it started this trend of really strong sets.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I think that we've gotten all we can get out of Bebop, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 cards might show themselves in later sets.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's probably just a good set now.
Yeah, I'm
Not
down.
the best.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. So with that, let us know what your opinions are of Cowboy Bebop. It's actually kind of hard to say. I've just been talking for 30 minutes straight. Versus the rest of the new age of UFS, especially Soul Calibur. We'd love to hear those thoughts. Let's go ahead and move on to topic 2.